like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for Teen Mom OG Season 7, Episode 26. Oh, Lord Jesus. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. You will see this on Thanksgiving Day because it's 2:48 right now. So when you see this, it'll be 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Not sure. Or maybe later on in the day because I may not even put it up until I get back home from Thanksgiving dinner. We shall see. If you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and become a whole J Bird. Okay, ho J Bird, J Bird, J Bird. People in these comments be crazy. What else was I gonna say? Oh, just like, comment, and share this video. Do not forget to hit the notification button, let you know when I have new videos. Also, people keep asking me, do I have a PO box? Yes, I have a PO box. My PO box address is in the description box below. If you choose or want to send me whatever, it's strictly on you. But people keep saying, why you don't mention your PO box? What if we want to see stuff? And I'm like, okay. And y'all keep telling me, like, don't feel like if somebody want to send you something that you asking. Y'all know, as y'all see back there, like, I literally ordered, it's Christmas time, so I'm ordering stuff. So ignore that stuff. I just took out the box and there's still stuff to put up. But yeah, if you want to send me something strictly on you, you don't have to send me nothing. But I do have a PO box, and the PO box address is in my description box below, and it's also in my bio on Instagram. So it's strictly up to y'all, but I was asked to mention it more, so I will mention it more. Thank you. I don't know what else to say. Also, that's about it. Teen Mom OG. It was an easy episode. I still had to do Teen Mom Young and Pregnant, last week's episode and this episode, but I know for a fact those will not be up until Friday. So yeah. Amber and Andrew first. Amber and Andrew are like a regular ass couple now. It's so weird to see Amber in this like normal relationship where she's not yelling, cussing, and fussing. It's not like a whole bunch of foolishness. We would like to see her with Leah more, but it is what it is. So she brings up how she's still dealing with her depression, and because she's still dealing with her depression, she took back up to kickboxing again. To kind of, balance her out or whatever. And then Andrew kind of brings up how this is charity event going on, like boxing for whatever cause it is. And, because she's boxing again and kickboxing, like, oh, maybe you can go and like be in it. She's like, no, I don't think I want to do that or whatever. It's okay. I don't, no, I just started back. I had a baby. Like, she just does not want to do the whole boxing thing. So she's like, what I'm saying? I'm good, but we can go and support the cause still, but I don't want to go boxing. We see that she goes there, and they go to see the people who's in charge of the event, and they're like, well, yeah, it's something really easy. Let's get you, taped up, and we can just try some little boxing stuff or whatever. So she, throws some punches, throws some jabs, and some uppercuts, and she's like, I just had a baby or whatever. I'm going to get winded, or whatever. And then so they kind of show her more of what it is, and it's not really boxing. Like, it's not like put on gloves, boxing. It's more sparring with someone for like a minute. And they're like, it's other beginners in there too. Like, don't think you have to be like some professional. She's like, y'all might get winded, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, it's perfectly, like, don't even think about all of that. So when she sees it's not like punching people in the face and like fighting, she's like, oh, I can do this. This is fine. So she gets to the event, and she does a good job. Like, she throws some punches or whatever. She does get winded, but again, as she told him, I just had my baby my baby's like a 4 months or whatever. So I'm not all the way back into things, but she did good. You know what I'm saying? She did great. So it was a fine situation. And towards the end, she was talking to Andrew. Excuse me. And then it was so sweet how she was like, I just want to thank you for being you, and I'm so happy that I met you because the people that you surround yourself with, you help me be a better person. Because again, before she was like, no, 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 I don't want to do it, no, 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 and he didn't push her to do it, but he still said, hey, let's just go to support. And then let's go see what the boxing stuff is. And like with him kind of not pushing her, but just making sure that she's involved, at least in the little part of it, it made her get involved a little bit more. And she said, you let me know and you drive me to know that I can do and be more. And you know what I'm saying? I'm just thankful. And I was like, oh, Amber, oh, so nice. I mean, I want him to push you to be more active with Leah, but still. And it's just nice to see her happy, healthy, and in a healthy relationship. Amber, was a train wreck a while ago, so it's just good to see her happy. Okay, and that was her whole thing. Cheyenne, Corey, and Zach. Oh my Lord Jesus, this was so easy. It was boring. Corey is in Michigan. His family lives here in Michigan, and he's here in Michigan at this point in time. And he wanted her to send Ryder up, and so she decided to come, with Ryder here to visit Corey, and for the baby to be able to spend time with, what did I do? Oh, for her to spend time with Corey's family, get to know Corey's family, and also for her, I guess, to get to know them too. So when she tells Zach, hey, me and Ryder are going to Michigan to spend time with Corey's family, he didn't like it. And so he wants to go too. Now that's different. Okay, you want to go with your girlfriend to visit her baby daddy's family. I mean, okay, so she says how Corey feels like Zach feels like I put Corey before him, and it's kind of weird or whatever. And like she was talking like her family, whatever. And it was a friend there who also, it was a guy who was a co-parent. And so they said, what do you think about this? And he said, well, for me, you know what I'm saying, I would want to get along with the person or I want to get along with and like be able to hang out with the person who has a child with my girlfriend or whatever. He said, but if she told me that she was going to, spend time with him and the family, I would just not want her to stay at the guy's house. Like she would to go there and be like at a hotel. He likes I wouldn't want her at his house. I would be at a hotel, but I also would not want to go with her. That's how I would feel. So I said, well, it does make sense to whatever. And then I do feel like on one level or the other, and Cheyenne keeps saying how we know what's new with me and Corey. We're new to this co-parenting thing, and I get that, but you still ain't new to relationships, or you shouldn't be. Like, you do put Corey in front of Zach. She does. I mean, Zach also has to stop being so sensitive and thinking, but at the same time, she don't. Cheyenne makes these situations awkward. She does keep them so separate that it seems like she's hiding something. Like and that's how she acts. Oh, he just has to accept it, and he does because Corey is Ryder's dad. At the same time, you don't have to sacrifice your relationship with a person to be pleasant with the dude who you have a kid with. Like, you should want to incorporate them all. Like, I don't think Zach has an issue with Corey. I think Zach's issue is you keep wanting to do things with just y'all and this exclude me, and you keep doing it for Corey's sake, so that's not fair to me. She do put Corey first. She does. And I wouldn't do that. I would make sure, one, that Zach knew he's my child's father. He's going to always be here. And y'all two need to get along. I will also make sure that Corey knows Zach going to be around sometime. And leave it at that. But I would not keep them both separate, because that's where the divide comes into, if you ask me. Anyway, but she brings up, I'm just trying to focus on Ryder, all this is for the baby. It's always for the baby. And I want her to know that her parents have a good relationship. Cheyenne wants to be with Corey. And she wants to leave that line of communication open. She wants to leave that little, slither of could we, should we open too. And I feel like she feels as long as she keeps Zach away from Corey as much as she can, Corey may not ever really know what's going on with them. Or it may be easier for her and Zach to part ways and easier for her and Corey to be together. That's just what I think. So we do see Cheyenne and Corey talk. No, Cheyenne and Zach talk. And then they both agree how they're not on the same page. And you know what I'm saying? He's like, I just feel like you treat Corey better than me, and I don't know why. And that's kind of crazy. He's like, you treat him like y'all are in a relationship. And that's just, I don't like that. And she does. She honestly does. The way she puts Corey first is more than how she makes it seem about, oh, it's only about Ryder. No, you want him to be comfortable so that y'all two, it's relationships. It is. I don't care what that girl say. And I don't want anyone to be confused and be like, oh, well, she should not care about the relationship she has with her child's father. I ain't saying that either. What I'm saying is it's the healthy balance to where you're not sacrificing your relationship and with this dude for an opening for you to still be with your baby daddy. And that's what it seemed like she doing. It always have. Anyway, at this point in time, he like, if the roles were reversed and I had the baby with some girl, you would never accept me telling you I'm going to spend time with her alone. I'm going to visit her and it's just me and her hanging out. You wouldn't accept that. I would support you. I would. No, you wouldn't. You're a goddamn lie. You're a whole lie, Cheyenne. Because Cheyenne is not even mature enough to handle that. She isn't. And I feel like that's why she doesn't understand what Zach means by you treat Corey as if y'all are in a relationship. Like, you don't treat him like your baby's father. You treat him like a person you have to be, that's your boyfriend. It's different. And I'm like, it's kind of crazy. And then he like, you know what? It's just crazy to me. And it's like, me and Corey, we have to be okay. It's all for Ryder. I would support you if you had to do that or whatever. And I have my voice going out. She says, my focus is to make a great relationship with Corey and his family because that's better for Ryder. And I agree. But you don't have to do that in spite or to spite Zach, and just tell him like, you just have to accept whatever. Like, you have to accept me and Corey being extremely close. You have to accept me and Corey being like spending time with just us. Like, you can't build a relationship like that because you would want your boyfriend and your baby father to get along. Like, you should be happy that he wants to hang out. And I feel like if she would let Zach be around more, her and Corey relationship would probably get better. Unless they trying to bang. Anyway, what I'm saying with her, like, it's going to be this way. It's going to be what it's going to be. He said, you know what? We don't see eye to eye. Okay, we both see that. So you made it clear. You made it real clear. And we not doing this anymore. And I'm like, oh, they just broke up. You don't say. You don't say. You don't say. I'm not surprised, though. I feel like in a year, she's going to regret like sacrificing her relationship for Corey. Because I think in her head, she thinks if I do it a little bit longer, me and Corey may be together. Let me just kind of, backpedal and pussy pop a little bit and just see where it goes. But I still think they'll be great co-parents. But she not going to be able to sustain no kind of relationship with nobody else until she's able to realize you don't have to alienate your boyfriend to be cordial and cool with your child's father. Next we have Maci and Taylor. Maci brings up how things between her, Jen and Larry have been better since they told her that Ryan's in jail, not jail, in rehab. And so they've been communicating better. And they are going to see Taylor's family in Texas. So Jen and Larry are coming to get Billy like this weekend because they're going to see Taylor's people next weekend. So when they're picking Billy up, they're like, oh, hey, like, does he have plans next weekend? And Mace's like, yeah, we're going to Texas, on a family trip. Oh, dang, we're going to Atlanta. We want to bring him with you. With us. And she's like, sorry, he already has plans. So they take him and they leave or whatever. So we then see Maci and Taylor talking. They're saying how, it's better, working with Jen and Larry, but at the same time, it's still a little bit tense simply because she's like, every weekend they're asking, can they get him or whatever. And, that part's kind of hard, so they bring up how, because he's our son, and you know what I'm saying? We want to get as much time with him as we can with our family. because he's our kid. You know what I'm saying? And Taylor brings up how he knows it's hard for her because she does not want to keep him from Larry, but she also wants to be able to have weekend time with him too, to do extra stuff. And I get that because sometimes as a parent, if you have them all week when it's like, oh, it's a homework and getting them up early or whatever, that whole routine. And the weekends is usually for other stuff. So if I only have them, during the school days or whatever, then you have them on the weekends and y'all can go have fun. I never get to go out and have fun with my son, so that's hard for me to balance them both. To not always say yes, but not also always say no. Um, so we see that whole thing. We do see Maci and Taylor, visiting his parents or whatever. And at the same time, we see Jen and Larry talking to producers. And they're asked, like, well, how often, like, do you get Bentley? Like, is it, like, a schedule or whatever? And they're like, no, it's no schedule. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just, she's like, Jen said, I ask Maci every weekend. I send her a message, ask her every weekend, can we get Bentley? And she's like, sometimes she responds, sometimes she doesn't. It just depends. And, what I'm saying? They like, because we know we don't have any rights because we're just the grandparents. But we get it because again, that's her son, and we know how it's hard for her to be asked every weekend. Can your son leave and come with us? That has to be hard for her too. So. For us, it's not a bad thing when she says no. He's like, because no just means not today. It doesn't mean, no forever. So we get how, it's give or take or whatever. And I'm like, that was a great way to put it. Like, all we can do is ask. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, some people would love the grandparents to always look at their kids. That's for people who don't, who always need a break. I feel like Maci gets enough of breaks to where she likes being around her kids. And she seems like she's a hands-on mom. So for her, she wants to spend time with her kids, and she maybe does not want to always send her son over to the grandparents' house. So this, but again, it means too, if she needs them to watch them, they can. And she also lets them get him a lot. So it's not like she's like depriving them of seeing him, because we all know that he has a great relationship with the grandparents. We do see Taylor talking with his mom, who was saying how she's just so surprised and also thirsty. Not surprised, but she's happy. She was happy and she was proud of the man he's become and the father that he is to his children. And she said, like, I can't believe who you were, like, just years ago before you met Maci, this dirt bike riding person, whatever. Now you're this whole father to 2 kids plus a bonus son. You're in there doing it like it's nothing. And I'm just so proud of you, whatever. And he's like, it is what it is, and I wouldn't change it for the world. It's all worth it. And I'm like, because he came into a situation with Maci, had one kid with a crazy situation with the baby's father, and stepped in, and then married her, got 2 more kids, and then y'all a whole family. So what I'm saying, it can be stressful, but it's worth it. We do see them hanging out with like Taylor's friends, and one girl like, what, I noticed it has to be hard. They were just basically talking about co-parenting, and the one girl said, I know it has to be hard for Ryan to like watch him coach Bentley's, baseball team or whatever. And they were like, no, like, he doesn't even go to the game. So like, he doesn't see anything. And then they're like, wow, how could he just, start missing that stuff? Amazing was like, this happened before, Taylor. Like, he didn't stop coming around because of Taylor. Like, that has not happened at all. He wasn't around before that. I think some people may think, oh, Ryan used to be an active father, then he wasn't because Maci was dating people. And Ryan kind of never was. And that's another reason why they broke up, because he wasn't like holding up his end of the bargain, I'll say that. So, she was just honest, and I feel like this is the one time where I feel like it's okay for her to talk about Ryan, and it's not as if she's making it her storyline, because technically her storyline is her kids. So it makes sense if she's visiting someone and they're asking like, wow, and they were kind of not on Ryan's side, but then still it's like it has to be hard for him to see that. And she's like, well, he doesn't because he isn't around, and I doubt he kind of watches the show to that extent too. Um, but she also brings up how Ryan has never been consistent in Bentley's life, so that's not an issue either. And plus, how when Taylor came along, to a crazy situation, he was able to adapt and handle things better than other people would, and that's kind of how their thing dies up. I think. I don't think she's using him for a storyline this particular time. I think this is like normal conversation based on how hard is it for Ryan, and she has to just say like it can't be hard at all because he isn't around. So, Kate and Tyler, Lord Jesus, um, Kate brings up how Nova's extremely attached to her, and kind of freaks out when she tries to leave, and all these things, and it's mainly because Nova's probably scared that mom was gone for like 6 months, and so when she leaves, I think she's always scared that she won't come back for a long period of time, and her dad is very strict, so she's probably like when mommy isn't here, dad's gonna make me do this and make me do that or whatever. So she's extremely clingy to Kate right now, and Kate has to go to some like panel thing to talk about adoption thing and stuff like that. But she's like, I'm worried about how Noah's gonna react, and Tyler like, yeah, because like when you leave, like even if you go to the store, like she kind of just flips out or whatever, and I have to just kind of calm her down and like work through it because you're not here. And I'm like, I don't think Kate get how upset and how unhappy he is, but it's whatever. So she tells Nova, hey, I'm leaving tomorrow. No, 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 mommy, don't leave. And I'm like, oh, here she goes. She's like, but wait, just wait. I'm going to come back in 2 days. Like, I'm only going to be gone for 2 days. Okay, 2 days? So it seemed like her talking to Nova and saying, hey, I am leaving, but I'm going to be gone for 2 days. Now I'm gone, and I'll be back later. And then later is like, because to a kid, 3 months is like a year because the time goes by so slow for children. So, she's okay once she says, I'll only be gone for 2 days. Tyler then says, yeah, while you're there, you can, here you go, fill out the paperwork for the couples therapy. And she's like, oh, okay. So, we see Kate leaving or whatever. It's like, I just feel so bad because I feel like Tyler may be unhappy and I don't know kind of what's going on or whatever. And then we see Tyler talking to his mom. And he's kind of just explaining how the couple therapy work, how, we both have to fill out these packets that ask all these questions. She would give hers to her therapist. I would give mine to my therapist. And then our therapist, along with us, will meet up together. So neither one of us feels attacked or alone or not heard because both of our therapists would also be there and they would have both read over what we feel the issues are and they can kind of discuss that with us. And so her mom's like, well, that's a great idea. I think it's really, really great to do that. So when they're talking to Kate out of town and she said, we idea fill it out or whatever, it was like a lot of questions. And they like, well, like, is there one thing that you seen on there that you would think, hey, we do need to work on this? And then I thought she would say something like, you know what? I do think, maybe sometimes I do like run away. Or maybe I do sometimes, like, I thought she would kind of say it would be something that she felt she could work on. And she said, well, I think it's something on there where Tyler, like when he talks sometimes, he's very sharp. Like saying, he doesn't really, sugarcoat anything. So, and I'm a feeler. So sometimes he says things and I take them the wrong way. So maybe there's a way for him to not do that so that I don't take it the wrong way. And I was like, that's all you think is wrong with your marriage? I'm like, Lord, it's like sometimes I wonder, what does she see when she sees their relationship? Like, what does she think their relationship, like, how good does she think their marriage is to where she doesn't see that Tyler's clearly unhappy, clearly, because she doesn't think that they have anything detrimental to their marriage. And I'm like, that's not true at all. So when she comes home, when her and Tyler, I'm talking about my eye vision, they discuss the package. She's like, "Did you fill it out?" She's like, "Yeah, I filled it out." She's like, "Cool, cool, cool." And then she's like, "Yeah, so we can kind of get on the same page with stuff, whatever." He says, "Yeah, because I want us to have better communication. Like I think we need better communication." She agrees. He then says, "You know what I'm saying? I also want us to hold each other accountable and make sure we make a plan and we stick to it. Like we can't just, say things and do things, and, not do it." And then you could see that he was getting agitated. I'm thinking like, well, damn, what did she do? She said nothing really happened. And then like, I just don't want us to fall back into old stuff. Okay, I just don't want that to happen. And then she's like, you seem frustrated. He's like, you know what? I'm just tired of talking. I'm just tired of the talk. I just want to see more walking. I said, well, okay, talk, talk, and walk the walk. So he's like, I'm just fed up of us, or you, or me, or whoever, talking about something, but we're not doing anything about it. Okay. And then she was like, well, it's just scary, to open up old wounds and, deal with things that I thought I had dealt with or whatever. So that part is just hard. And, you know what I'm saying? It's just weird or whatever. And then she asked him, like, because, like, are you happy? No, he asked her. He asked her, well, you know what? Are you happy? Like, are you happy with this or whatever? And then she says, well, yes. Like, are you happy? And he was like, no. And then she was like, well, there has to be some things that make you happy. He said, well, yeah, but, and I think that's something else. He just told you he was unhappy, and you didn't ask him, well, about what? You just said, well, you have to be happy about some things. My thing is, it shouldn't matter what he's happy about, but my question would be, what you not happy about? The banana nut bread? The orange juice in the refrigerator? Me? Like, I would have asked those kind of questions if he asked me. And then, he's like, well, some stuff, yeah, it's just hard. And then she's like, you know what I said before, if we were able to make it, past, we gave our flesh and blood up at 16 years old. Like, if we can make it through that, this is easy. We can make it through anything. Because, that was just so tough. And then she says, there's this 5-day couples therapy retreat thing. And I think it's in Arizona. And she says, so we can go to that, like, kind of get a jump start on this couple therapy thing. And he's like, okay, great, yeah, we can do that. I say, Lord Jesus. And last but not least, Bristol. Bristol, is she has Trip. It is Dakota speaking with the girls, but she's also taking Trip to see Levi. And so, but she's like, I'm just so frustrated with Levi because it's mainly because of money. So Trip is on some dancing competition, something or whatever. And, it's some contract that both his parents, excuse me, has to sign so that he can get paid, and the money he's paid goes directly into his trust account. Okay, so the form supposedly makes both parents say they have no interest in the income that he makes, and that income is supposed to go strictly into Tripp's trust account that he can use when he gets older. So she's like, he just won't sign it, and he's had it for so long, and he just won't sign it. It's so dumb, he won't sign it or whatever. He didn't want to pay for, half the fee that it costs to fly, for a ticket or whatever, I guess, to fly him to Alaska to be with him or whatnot. And, he doesn't do it much anyway. I'm like, she just dogging, oh, Lord Jesus, is so much. And I just don't know why I have issues with my baby daddy. So, well, it's you. It's you. It isn't them. It's absolutely you. So they're at her house and she's packing Trip stuff to go to Alaska. And so she calls Levi to ask if he needs to bring anything specific for his trip to Alaska because they're going like hunting or whatever. Now he already didn't kill, I think what's a kalu, some kind of animal they killed, and she's like, you think they'll have your meat all packaged? I'm looking like, so you killed the animal and they're gonna package it? I'm like, oh Lord Jesus. These hunters, I just can't do it. But if I, whatever. Anyway, Levi's like, no, it's okay. I have everything he needs. So, I have to ask you a question. So she gets up and she walks out the room where Trip can't hear her. Did you sign that paper that you have for Trip so you can get paid or whatever? And he's like, no, I want to read over it and then I'll sign it. Well, he's like, look, I want to read over it to be sure what it is, and I want to be sure that it says that the money is going to only go to Trip's account. And then once I can make sure that's what it says, I'll sign it. But you've had it for like several weeks. He was like, no, don't do that. Don't make this into something that you know it's not. That's not true. I have not had it for several weeks. He says, you first sent me just a signature page. So I've had a signature page for a few weeks. And I told you I wanted the actual contract to read through it. And I've had the actual contract for only 4 days. And I just haven't had time to like read through the whole thing or whatever. He's like, so, you know what I'm saying? Again, don't make this into something that isn't, you know what I'm saying? And I'll sign it when I'm able to read through it, okay? And I'm like, well, come through Levi. Because, again, she made it seem like he's had it oh so long and he won't sign it because he wants the money. That's how she was saying it. Like, if he doesn't, he has to sign it because that means that he doesn't want the money. And he wasn't not signing it because he wants some of the money. He just wanted to be sure that nobody else was getting money. That, not only it wasn't, he was trying to be sure, first of all, you can't send someone a signature page and say, hey, I just need your signature for this contract, but not send them the actual contract. And then he says, I just waited to get the contract. And now I have to read through it just to make sure that this is what it says or whatever. And then, but I like how he called her out, like, don't lie, acting like I had it forever. No, you try to play me and send me a signature page and not tell me. He said, I'm not going to say nothing when I don't know the details. I said, because you smart. You was very, very smart, okay? And so she's like, okay, no problem. So we then see them have the whole drop-off thing where he's coming to pick Trip up. And he has a whole trash bag full of meat, all packaged up in like the little plastic, sealed, whatever. I'm like, oh, Lord, it's just, oh, my God. Anyway, so while Trip goes to put his killed meat in the freezer, hey, did you sign the paperwork or whatever? He's like, no, but I read it over and I see what it says, so I'm going to sign it today when I get back to the house because I just been busy. But I, read it over. I just haven't printed it out and signed it. Yeah, because, he needs that to get paid. And my thing is, if the contract has been, out several weeks, he's still performing. Like, I don't know. I'm surprised. Girl, I don't know. Anyway, he's like, I just wanted to read it, understand it before I signed it. That was it or whatever. And then he gave her like $250, which was half the ticket for Trip for something. And that's how it goes off. Bristol be on that bullshit. And I told y'all, I don't like her. I don't like her ways. And she's sneaky and underhanded. She's a whole I don't like it. And I see how she try to make things seem what they ain't, and it pissed people off. Because I'm like, she sure enough, she was saying it as if he wanted that boy's money, and that ain't what it was. He just wanted to read the contract and be sure the money wasn't like being given to her, and it was going into the boy's trust account because it was work he was doing. And but it, Bristol just she's her mother's daughter. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed. Do not forget to to comment in the comment section, to like and subscribe, and to share and all that good stuff, and to have also a great Thanksgiving, even though you may not see this until Friday. I'm not sure. Anyway, peace.
He's like love, 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 and